Us. Mobilization is very easy. Very, very easy. People who are instinctively ready to respond against acts of injustice. Anytime there's one little act of injustice, we put up and we'll find people who come and make some mass demonstration around it. Miss Sally lost a job. Let's rally. She will get a job back. People will come and rally. So-and-so got kicked out of school because the teacher's unjust. The unjust, the people will come and rally. They will come to rally at issues. The difference must be properly understood. The difference must be properly understood. Mobilization usually leads to reform action, not to revolutionary action. If we would look scientifically at the October 16 million and more march, we would see clearly that this was a mobilized event, not an organized event. We must know clearly the difference between mobilization and organization. One of the characteristics of mobilization is that it is temporary. Organization is permanent and eternal. Clear differences must be made because the unconscious can usually be captured easily around one-issue items, around mobilization items, but it's hard to catch them around organization. But these unconscious must be brought to organization. We must transform mobilization to organization. We say the enemy will come and use mobilization to demobilize us. Many brothers and sisters who've been to the million and more march will say to you, I was there. But what are you doing today, my sister? I was there. There weren't too many sisters out there, but you know, with a million brothers together, you know where I had to be. I was there. And then, of course, you find brothers say, I was there. I helped you. What are you doing today, brother?
We're about to get up.
If we're not careful, we allow mobilization to become events. The struggle is never an event. It's a process.
But listen to the man.
Eternal process.
A continuous, eternal process. What you're not doing, if it's not eternal and continual.
We say it's our job to use mobilization to drive us to organization. You know our theme is organization. We want power. We don't want money. We don't want fame. We don't want fortune. We don't want popularity. We want power. Power. And power comes only from the organized masses. Power comes only from the organized masses. Therefore, since this is what we're concerned with, power, and we as a Pan-Africanist, we have every right to be concerned with it. Africa, after all, is the richest continent on the face of the earth. Properly organized, should be the most powerful continent on the face of the earth. Therefore, our drive towards power is clear. We want power, and we can only have power through the organized masses. Of course, capitalism, a system which in deforming our thinking always seeks to make it appear as if the organized masses is some unattainable goal. Even the other day when speaking to a sister who's been involved in activities over a period of years, she said, Kwame Ture, so when you say a mass party, what do you mean? I said, I mean a mass party. She said, but the APRP goes everywhere in England, they go in the Caribbean, in the United States, in Africa, and they're always saying about a mass party. What do you mean? I said, every African in the world inside our party. She said, are you going to get that? I said, that's what I'm working for. And if I don't get it, my granddaughter going to get it. But I'm working for it.
Time to toast.
Her disbelief comes from the fact that capitalism tells.
Running so far behind.
Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kids Magic, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out.
Oh,
here we go.
That's unusual for me.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink drink, drink. Or should I say, breathe, breathe, then drink.
Take a breath. Take your breath.
Now, grab your glass for some water.
Grab your glass
Lift your pitcher of that water.
or bottle.
Get that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water. Bam. Just move your body. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should
water.
I say, move, move, then drink.
Move your body. Move your body.
Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your
Let's
ancestors.
go.
Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should
water.
I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water.
Take your breath.
Lift and pour yourself some water.
Pour.
Move your body, drink some water.
Move it.
Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember to stay healthy. Remember the four pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink half your weight in ounces.
Eat a culturally appropriate diet.
Behave. Take your breath.
Come on.
Lift and pour.
You can do it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink up.
Come on. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Come on. Lift it. Drink it. Come on. Drink that health in.
Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your water.
Take your breath.
Take your breath. Take your breath.
Lift and pour.
Lift it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink.
Come on. Come on.
Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour.
Come on, pour it.
Move your body. Move. Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink.
What?
Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. Peace, family. Peace. Yo, this is Brother Hot Tim coming at you live and direct. I think somebody been messing with my damn computer stand. But hey, it is what it is. I apologize. I'm running super late. Family, listen to me. I could not sleep last night. The energy was not, I don't know. Y'all already know sleep is my superpower. So something is going on. I can feel it coming in there tonight. Hold on. And I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Hold on. Hold on. Listen, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just like, shouts out to Quasi Low, shouts out to Brother Kwame, shouts out to Me2666. I got to apologize to Me2666. Family, listen, I did not know that I had left the stream on when you was I fell asleep. I don't know if people noticed. During Imani, no, was it Imani? Might have been Kuumba. I fell asleep while we was toasting the ancestors. I don't know if y'all know I could do that. Like, I literally
fell asleep and started mumbling when I was toast. I had to hurry up and get done with the toast and come back and do a show later on that evening. That was Kuumba. I mean, it's like the energy has been totally crazy for me. I don't know what's going on with the protest. You know what I'm saying? I seen some stuff going on down in Columbus. I'm following what's going on in Minneapolis and Minnesota, and I'm understanding it is crazy. It is crazy, and that energy is just. And you know, old people like me got questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you know, I already know how people get with questions because I know how I get with questions. Because I be like, yo, you know what I mean? Shit is obvious. This is what's going on. But then once again, as John, we going to have an interview with John. And once again, John often talks about frames. How all of us are seeing things through different frames. And because we're seeing them through different frames and not realizing that other people have frames too, we start assuming that everybody is seeing things exactly like we're seeing it, but our frame has been set by our life circumstances and what we have been going through in our lives. So we're looking at things and we get, you know what I'm saying? Now please, so let me explain. I myself, I come from a background where I was blessed enough to run into some elders. And my elders, as I often tell, especially one in particular, Nomo will pull out his FBI file because after a certain amount of time, your file becomes public. And Nomo will pull out his file and demonstrate and show, all right, this is where they was watching me. And they blacked out this name. This is where they was watching me. They blacked out this name. This is where they was watching me. And they blocked out this name. And it's like I came into the awareness that you was always being watched and you was always being set up. You had to be careful about everything that you did. Everything. Especially if you was involved with the black movement. You know, like y'all be like, brother, tell me you always talking about this No More X. You know, why we ain't hear about him? Well, first off, he was in Columbus. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have respect for what was going on in the Midwest at all. People don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, we want the East Coast and West Coast, everything, but shit, a foundation of a lot of shit come up out the Midwest, but a lot of people don't want to deal with that. Don't want to deal with that reality. Right? It's East Coast is where to be. West Coast is where to be. Oh, the middle, y'all just down there playing. Normal was framed for murder. And he was able to fight his case and win his case. And when his files became available, he got his files. But this is the most interesting part for me. Normal remembered. See, up until, all the way up until Normal almost died. Let me put it like this. One of the only other people in my life that had a memory like Nomo X was an elder I got in Chicago by the name of Gaylord Thomas. Gaylord remembered damn near every kid I brought up there and will ask about them when I see him. And he had to remind me about some of the kids that I brought. I said, well, damn, you right. I did. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, he remember their names, he remember what they look like, and, you know, and he be interested in what they doing. And I'm sitting up here like, wow. But Nomo was like that. So this is the piece that y'all have to know. Nomo know who some of those redacted names were. So Nomo existed in the community knowing who some of the traitors and some of the people who were, in a sense, working with the enemy. So he would always warn me. When I would try to organize, he'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Him and Dr. Kelsey sat me down one day. I was like, yo, you kind of doing too much. You're not really ready for what's coming. And I wasn't. But I made it through. I made it through. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of weed and you know, and a lot of arguments and shit, but I made it through. Right? You know what I'm saying? And so did my family. Right? And many of us are still in touch today, and we still building, and we encouraging young people to continue fighting for change. But like it's important for us to be clear on who is involved in the fight. I know a lot of y'all, it don't matter, but it does matter, because everybody that's involved with a fight, after the fight, everybody gonna want the spoils. Let me say that again. This is why that song, right? I need to play that song again because it was put together by Mr. Deity, Brother Mansour, right? And it was his former it's Kwame Ture, but his former name that a lot of people might know him by was Stokely Carmichael. And he was talking about organizing and the difference between organizing and mobilizing. Right? Family. When I went down there, see, because like a lot of the stuff that we do as a group, as a family, is mobilized. You know what I'm saying? We can mobilize people behind what happened with homeboy George Floyd, right? We could organize behind that, but we realize that deep down in our community, what the outrage is about is bigger than George Floyd. It's something that we have been dealing with and has been welling up in us. So we're able to mobilize people. But as far as organization, family, you know what I'm saying? We not totally there as a community. Now there's certain segments like the Nation of Islam. You go to one of their things, boom, boom, boom. They boom, organized. Some churches, very, very organized. But when it comes to mass movements, especially, you know, in the beloved city of Columbus, Ohio, the level of organization that I saw when I went down there. And y'all like, it was just some water. It was just mask, Brother Hatim. It was a bunch of people. You don't organically, that shit don't organically happen. I'm just saying, that shit was very organized. So the question I ask all the time is, boom, what's going on? Who's with us? You know what I'm saying? And who's against us? Right? Because like I said, once again, we go through the files with Nomo. He was able to recognize that there were certain members inside of his group that was bringing up doing some fucked up shit and setting up members of the organization. See, so people got to understand that when people get up here and talk, especially those of you who have been doing reading or who have been involved, who was blessed to talk to people that was really involved with the movement, because one of the things I constantly want to remind people is that when Malcolm X was out talking, a lot of people wasn't agreeing with that, and a lot of people that's talking about they was with Malcolm and they was with Martin, they wasn't actually with that shit. They was with the benefits, but they wasn't actually with that. And it's the same today. Right? Because it's like, boom, you can hear all these protests and stuff. But like I said, ADOS came out a long time. I ain't going to say a long time ago, 4 or 5 years ago, talking about this, breathing life into the idea of reparations. And what we are experiencing is the lack of reparations. All the shit that's happening to us is the lack of us being actually sewn into the fabric, rather than being in the needle, rather than being the foundation upon which America has been built upon. We have not been allowed to really experience the American life. So when we out there marching and mobilizing, it's going to be a lot of anger. It's going to be a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, how you doing? Is that Juicy? What's up, brother? How you doing, man? You need to get in touch with me. We got an event coming up. I'm gonna need your help. And I understand that you're learning about OBS. So I'm gonna need you to help me train some of the young people on how to use OBS. You understand? So I'm like, yo, but like you see things happening in the city. Like yesterday, I heard the police force came out, and was in support of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, why it took so long for that? Why they couldn't come out on the first day? I mean, just think about this. I was just at the goddamn function, and these motherfuckers they looked like RoboCop. It was like RoboCop walking around the goddamn city. Riot gear and all this shit. Right? But then, when motherfuckers stormed state houses with guns and shit, white boys, oh, no. With a tear gas. Oh, no. When they stormed, do y'all remember when I showed y'all the picture? Because I got that shit wrong. I thought they was storming because President Trump had pulled away from the World Health Organization. But the actual protest was about, they was mad because they was calling a quarantine and they was telling people they need to stay home. So they rushed the state house doors. Rushed them. I mean, it looked like a zombie apocalypse from the angle that the man took the picture from. And this was right here in Columbus. Where was the police with the riot gear? Right? We got young people coming out. White, black, Hispanic, Asians. Right? Coming out about an issue that directly affects black people, and the response immediately of the Columbus Police Department is riot gear. Rather than somebody having the sense to be like, yo, they're just. Let's hear them out. Let's talk. Maybe there are some changes that we can make as a city, as a state, as a country. Because everybody could see it. See, because one of the things I think a lot of people miss is that George Floyd was in a series of events, and one of the major events that was exposed was that white woman with that dog in Central Park. Now, I couldn't watch the George Floyd shit because that you know what I'm saying, watching somebody die does something to you. It does something to you. It releases, it's a certain energy released even on videotape. You know what I'm saying? Where emotions, if you are human, where emotions, some type of emotion move up in you, something happens. So I don't watch. I can't watch that shit. I don't watch that shit. Right? You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, because I guess for people who have never really experienced someone dying like that, somebody dying, or you being in a position where you had a choice where you could actually kill somebody like that, being in either one of those positions, it's hard to watch that, because you know there's energies being released. You're releasing a soul. And there's an energy that comes out from that, even on video. But the one thing I was able to watch was that white woman go into her dramatic, her Academy Award winning performance. And everybody got to see that. Then everybody got to see the George Floyd. Then everybody got to see the brother in Georgia. Everybody. So a lot of people is shocked. I don't believe this is not my America. I don't believe this. This is impossible. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, welcome to our lives. You know what I'm saying? And the sooner the military come out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the issue. You need to know what it feels like to have a knot in your stomach when somebody pull up behind you and shit. And they have total authority. Y'all mean all of America need to experience that shit so that y'all understand, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for all this, for all the cities that's going through it, I feel the pain and stuff like that. But please understand, people, what you are feeling is an everyday despair. Even though I get up here and I do this, I gotta hype myself up every day to do this shit. I love doing this shit. But I know what's waiting for me out there, or what's possibly waiting for me out there, or what's possibly waiting for one of my brothers, or what's possibly waiting for one of my sisters, or what's possibly waiting for one of my sons, or what's possibly waiting for one of my nephews, or what's possibly waiting for one of my nieces. In many ways, I've become numb to this shit. I become numb to it. And you know, one of the reasons, like I say, I stay in touch with Kwesi, is because Kwesi still got that fire. Like, it's like, what, this out, boom, boom, boom. And it's like, yo, and you know, and I'm like, yo, you right. You right. I can't disagree with you. You right. And I don't disagree with even the white people being out there. But like I said, once again, as a nation builder, I have to be very clear about who's around me and who's working with me. Because as one of my elders demonstrated, one of those motherfuckers could be an agent. And nowadays, as I told y'all before, as we talk about on G-Army Journey, in the past, motherfuckers could be agents and don't even know they're agents. I keep on telling y'all, laugh at me when I do that thing for the Matrix. Where Mr. Smith pop up? Because there's an agent in everybody. And as a matter of fact, there's an agent in everybody's pocket right now. You know what I'm saying? Brother, I tell you, why don't you just, you know, why you ain't stream when you was down there? Because that wasn't a place to stream. I'm not down there. I'm not down there so that you can see. I'm down there so that I can see. I wanted to make sure that if my babies was going down here, I wanted to see what was going on. And I got down there and I ain't seen none of my babies. So then I started looking around and like, well, damn, who doing this in my baby's names? See, we got to understand, family, the face, just like because I want y'all to think back. because think about this. COVID-19, right? Y'all remember? It's live. Yes, it is. Shouts out to Marlo Reynolds. Shouts to Crystal Smith. Cool. And now I want y'all to remember, right? At the beginning of that, there was videos where brothers was dancing. I seen a couple of we can't get it. And people celebrating. I'm sitting up here like, whoa, we get a cold. We could get diabetes. We could catch AIDS. What there is a virus out here that's pre-selecting? Are you serious? Come on now. I was born on a day, but the day wasn't yesterday. Come on now. Something ain't right with this, and all of a sudden now we're the face of it. And all these riots, guess who's gonna be the face of it? This is why you got to ask questions, right? Because if this stuff is being done, shouts out to you as well, Chris. Good seeing you as well. If stuff is being done in your name, don't you want to know about it? If your face is going to be the face, after all the dust settles, don't you want to know about it? Right? So now the next point is what's the ask? You know what I'm saying? What is it that we want? And some of us in our small pockets, we need to really start talking about this and really start agitating politically. We need to start redirecting some of our funds economically. Like I said, some of the nationwide blackouts, I'm not one, and I can explain why I'm not really with those right now, because they really don't work. Because what happens is that people refrain from going out and paying bills and doing stuff for a day, and then they double up the next day. So actually you push the stock market up. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do it for a little while, why don't we redirect some of our spending? Once again, I go back to my theory about ash. There's no reason why any black person in this country should be buying any lotion or any skin products from anybody but us. Bottom line. I won't hit on the hair. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we got unique skin, and we got unique hair, and we could conquer that. It should be easy for us to take that shit over. All this goddamn shea butter that we importing, you know what I'm saying? All the connections that we got to get shea butter, we can have everybody shea buttered up. we could really be Shea Butter Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We can actually start something called Shea Butter Twitter and be distributing Shea Butter over Twitter. If you black, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just little niches that we could be like, I'm not buying that from anybody else but us. Redirect that spending and use that money to start building up major corporations. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just maybe even not majors, but being able to get some people some independence so that they could spend time to start really being, because let me tell you, the only thing that some of these organizational bodies have over us as black people that we don't have is that we don't have full-time people learning and practicing this shit. We getting off of jobs. You know what I'm saying? We got Bobby from Subway down there. We got Frank from Popeye's Chicken. We got school teachers that are still working doing this. We got, you know, and what's crazy is everybody that I knew was damn near essential worker. Everybody was going to work. So it's hard for us to really be as organized as other groups because we have not invested in those individuals that can actually go and learn the skills and start bringing that to bear at times like this. See, one of the next steps for us as the Tawi Village, as Giami Journey, as those so-called conscious organizations is to start looking for ways to employ directly from the community, directly from the circle, start employing individuals. And I ain't talking, you know what I'm saying, really giving them something that they can live on, because some people don't even need a lot, that would love to do for us what other people are doing for other communities. We need full-time organizers. We need full-time nation builders. We need full-time warriors. We need some full-time elders. Go-to people in our circles that we can be like, yo, dog, what's going on with this? Well, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? I mean, this is what you do, ain't it? This is what the family paying you for, right? You need to know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I could get upset. I could get upset with Quasi when I asked the question. I said, who is that up there talking? Quasi didn't know. That's not Quasi's full-time job. He couldn't know. Who organized this? He don't know. He got to get out and hustle like I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking him a question coming from work, and he might be coming from work. I'm just saying, family. I mean, because it's some very, we don't have to do no super national complicated shit. You know what I'm saying? We can start like Crystal Smith said, it starts in our homes, and it starts in our tribes. A tribe is a group of homes. A tribe is a group of homes, is a group of families that decide this is how we're going to live, and they have a certain cultural context. And they have certain cues that everybody knows. There's certain things they do. How many families do it take to start a tribe? As little as 5. How many people do it take to start a tribe? As little as 5. Well, you can start putting your little bit of money together, and y'all can start doing stuff. That's what's happening with Giami Journey. If I put up the contact list, if I put up the list, right? If I put up the list, you'll see what I'm talking about. We got families that are putting their little bit of money together. See, because I know y'all be like, well, because some of y'all out there is like $10 a month is not a lot, but for us, for the people I'm dealing with, for entrepreneurs, for people who, I mean, we got elders that be like, look, I don't do the internet shit. Come get this money. I like what you're doing. Y'all keep up the good work. People believing in what's going on, because all we trying to do is we're trying to be the media arm of our community. And, you know, if it grows nationally, it grows nationally. If it stays right here with the way people are supporting this, cool. I don't care. Because I can inform and I can talk to my people and I give them a platform where they could talk. And then during an emergency like this, I give them a platform where they could meet. It might not be as good as being right in person, but it's what we got. And we got it. And we good at it. And we getting better at it. And like Juicy, like I got the young man over here looking at me, because what's crazy is I was having a conversation with his older brother. So in the tribe, everybody, like for example, as a nation builder, I got to have certain individuals that, you know what I'm saying, I got my warriors. I got my nation builders too, right? So it's like boom. So I could go and I could talk to one of my senior warriors and be like, yo, what's going on with such and such? Oh yeah, he was watching your show the other day. We was watching it, and he said he using OBS. I said, oh, he know about OBS? He said, yeah, he know about OBS. I said, oh, okay, cool. So now I got something to work with, right? So I got to get a crew together to start cutting video. Why y'all gonna cut video? Why you gonna start cutting video, Brother Hatem? Because we had so many talks that hit Columbus, and we had so many powerful speakers that come to Columbus and are here in Columbus that we need to start throwing snippets up. I have paid for a platform where I can stream 24 hours a day. I know y'all like you could do that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but the way I'm doing it, it makes it kind of unique, because y'all going to see really what I'm paying for when it comes time to DigiFest. And actually, y'all going to see it. Those of you that stick around and come to the per onk, y'all going to see it, right? The stuff that I could do that other people can't possibly do at this point in time, because they're not into it like that. You know what I'm saying? My elders taught me about mastery. That was the key word for us, mastery. Not being a jack of all trades. Find what it is that you're good at and master that shit. And that's what we need to go on and start pushing our kids. And we need to find some of those master nation builders and some of those master warriors and really start investing in them so that they could work for us full time. So they're not beholden to any corporation, any company, any elected officials, and they could speak our truth. We got people who are being paid by the very people, by the very system that we are saying that we need to change, or we need to throw to the side, or we need to destroy. We got people that work in that very system that is beholden to that system and to other people that invest in that system and think they actually gonna stand up for us. No, family, we got to pay for our own representatives. If we ain't learned nothing else from the black church, that's what we need to pick up. I ain't talking about the black church as it is now, where it's this prosperity gospel shit going on. I'm talking about the black church of old, where the civil rights movement was able to organize within, and other organizations were able to go to and actually use that space so they could organize, where you had pastors that actually spoke about shit that was going on in the community so that the community would know and be able to take action. I don't know where that went. I don't know where that went. You know, but we could see that it was, you know, we could see that it was a systematic process of eliminating all of that. Eliminating all of that. So now we just floating out here. Who's our go-to person in Columbus for our consciousness, you know what I'm saying, to let us know kind of what's going on? Right? Who the go-to person for security matters and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff some of us need to know. You need to know. Right? Where is our main vein of information coming from? Where do we get our information? How should we see the news? See, because listen, if you listen to the media, you'll hear terms like talking points. You hear terms like narratives. You'll hear this stuff. right? And if you're not if you're not paying attention, if you're not studying, if you don't know history, if you're just out here, all that shit'll fly right over your head. They talk about the importance of narrative all the time. Who's telling our story? Talking points. What's a talking point? A talking point is something that everybody might say in a different way, but it leads right back to the same point. There's a reason why groups use talking points. I'm just saying, family. I'm just saying. Once again, and I'm going to get to this toast. Tribe up. Tribe up. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the way it's looking right now, like I said, family, we need tribe more than ever right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening. I'm not complaining. It's happening right now. So let's go and do this toast so I get up out of here because y'all can hear my little dinger going off. Like I said, I woke up late. I apologize. I'm tired and I'm concerned. I'm sad. I'm not even mad. I'm sad. And it's like I got to go in and explore what's going on with me right now. You understand? And, and I appreciate those that tune in and, listen to the old dude rant. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be coming in even when the brother wrong and be like, okay, brother Hatim. Or some of y'all even call and be like, Hatim, I'm going to listen off the air because you on some bullshit. Right? And I love, and that's what this, because this is our show, family. This is our show. Right? I'm just the face of it right now. I won't be the face of it in 20 years. And it'll be one of these young people that's going to be taking over and doing the same thing because the toast is one of the services that we offer to our community. So for all those that are new, that are listening in right now, if you have ancestors that you want us to toast up, and I'm talking about personal ancestors, because we started this show so that we could salute our personal ancestors, because one of the things that I see a lack of is when we start pouring libations, we start calling on all of the superstars. We don't call on the grandmas that used to give us those cookies and those grandpas that might have imparted some wisdom on us that is still protecting us in the life, or calling on those grandmas who used to pray for us, right? Because I'm telling y'all right now, family, and you might not need to believe me, and you don't even need to, but I'm going to say this to you. My whole life changed after both my grandmothers died. How, Brother Hatim? There was a certain shield that was around me because I had two old black women praying for me. Ain't nothing like a grandma's prayer. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, coming from a genuine place, it's nothing like it. Right? They're not judging me because I always been the way I am right now. They, boom, I go to a family thing. They be, can you do the toast? Can you pour libations? Yeah, I can do that. And they accepted me for where I was and who I am. But there was nothing like that grandma's prayer, right? You know what I'm saying? So my whole life shifted. I'm like, damn. My mom getting older now. She prayed for me. My uncle was getting older. It's something about eldership. And the trials and tribulations that they have been through, and when they are genuine in what they're doing, it's a certain power that pours over those young people that they are investing in. But it comes with that truth, and that honest belief in what they're doing. And if they really skilled at what they do, it don't even matter what you believe or what you do. My uncle was a staunch Christian, right? Staunch. I mean, it's like he'll quote and you know what I'm saying? But he never ceased praying for me. I'm just saying. It's something about that spirit. It's something about these ancestors, and we have to constantly lift them up in our community, because what it does, it keeps us, as Sister put on here early, it helps us stay rooted in who we are. And regardless of what's going on out here, right? We always got to root ourselves so that when we go out there, we can maintain being ourselves and still handle business. I'm just saying. Still handle business. Because every now and then some shit need to be tore up. I'm just being honest. Y'all know I ain't lying. Every now and then some shit need to be tore up. I just want to make sure we doing the tearing up. I just want to make sure that after all this shit is done, right? And they paint the face on who did this. Because we got a fool up in, we got the Great Pumpkin, right? Running around talking about he a law. I want y'all to think about this. He a law and order president. A law and order president. Know your history. Know what he's saying. Brother Kwame say, for only today could you lift up the name of Scooty, Lavonda Goings, please and thank you. Okay. Only for today. All right, I got you. Anybody else before I start the toast? Do you have any ancestors that you want to put on the line? And I will write them down in the book, and they will be read until we no longer are able to broadcast. And even after we get done broadcasting in some form or fashion, we're going to have us a toast. All right? So, let's get to toasting. Let's get to toasting. I got that ambrosia. I got this bat sitting down the basement right now. It's getting ready. I might have a gallon or maybe a half gallon of ginseng, because I already got a gallon gone, of ginseng coffee that I'm going to be doing. That's a special order. I'm doing some red. And, of course, we're going to have the original. They're like, brother, I tell you, why you don't do all the flavors you used to do? Man, listen, this is work, right? And it's like, yo, I'm like, until I get to a point where, because the goal is, in everything we do, from the support piece and the ambrosia and everything, we're trying to make something that's self-sustaining. So we don't have to be doing banking. Because I know, like, well, brother, I tell you constantly talking about the support piece. Well, with the support piece, let me be very clear with you. Let me be very clear with you about the support piece. With the support piece, we give people access to our digital library, even though they don't read digital books. Because here, I don't like just asking people to just give money. I feel that there should be some type of exchange, because I think that's something that's kind of missing in our community. We got how can I put it? We got a lot of one-way giving and one-way, you know what I'm saying, one-way shit going on in our community. And I think we need to go on and kind of change that. Damn, I was supposed to be short. I got to get out of here. Let me go on toast. Ain't going to be no explosion today because the top popped off already. I can't even find the cork that go on this one. That was all right. But we ain't going to drink this one. We're going to drink the tea. The tea has been fermenting over here, sitting over here. Let me go and make sure that top is on there good. Hopefully the bottle don't blow up. But this is tea. LaShonda Jamar, you want them on the list? I gotta find Brother Kwame's because he got one just for the day. And that timeline moves up, so I got to. LaShonda Jamar, okay, she's added to the list, bro. I'm gonna put it under the name of Juicy. Juicy Foot. All right, I'm gonna put Juicy Foot just in case one of the young people get hold of this. Juicy Foot. LaShonda Jamar. All right. Any others? I'm going to go to my timeline and check. Brother Kwame had one only today. So let me write that. Oh, I'm going to write that on the notice of a debt. Somebody trying to collect that's over 30 years old. And, you know, during COVID time. These motherfuckers is real smart. We got name of Scooty. Lavada Goings. All right, so let's get it, family. First off, before I do that, I'm going to try to do a show tonight, the folk tale for the night. My kids keep moving my stuff around. Lord have mercy. We did the bear and the fox last time. So we on the swallow and the crow. The swallow, for those that don't know, we do a show called Folk Tales for Grown Folks where we break down these folk tales, and oftentimes we end up talking about real life matters because y'all need to understand that these folk tales were originally, in a sense, created to teach adults lessons. Although we have dismissed them to the area of just children, there's a lot that could come from listening to folk tales. A lot of wisdom, especially for dealing with some of the shit we dealing with today. The swallow and the crow had a contention about their plumage. The crow put an end to the dispute by saying, "Your feathers are all very well in the spring, but mine protect me against the winter. Fair weather friends are not worth much." Fair weather friends are not worth much. So it's the swallow and the crow. I'll read it one more time. The swallow and the crow had a contention about their plumage. The crow put an end to the dispute by saying, "Your feathers are very well in the spring, but mine protect me against the winter. Fair weather friends are not worth much." Once again, now, even before we get to the show, this is why I'm asking, who is protesting for us and with us? I'm just saying. I want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Ancestors warned about fair weather friends. Your grandmama warned you about fair weather friends. Your grandfather warned you about fair weather friends. Your uncles and your aunts, they always warned us about fair weather friends. Are there any other ancestors? If not, I'm about to move on with the toast. And somebody says Sister Navita. I don't see Sister Navita up on here. She on here? All right, we raise up the glass. We salute the Creator by whatever name you choose to call it Creator. We lift up the Creator and we say the powerful words of Ashe. I said words. Look at that. The word Ashe. From their family. I need to keep that there so I can see that. We call on our ancestors as we do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? We calling on our family, our extended family, to come out with their insight and their wisdom and their protection and to guide us in what we do and to remind us of why we do what we do. Right? All right. Anyway, so we're going to start with our ancestors. So I'll raise the glass. And I'm going to say, Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Pendergaston, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Avar Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Pet Mount Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Agenie, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Actor Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy right there, girl, Pulley and the Luxter Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Lorella Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Cameron Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Mel Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sel Weller, Vita Farmer, Ango Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Edgar Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keach Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles, Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Percy Moore, Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kenty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie E. Quells. Gotta stop there. Okay. Frankie E. Quells. Let's go. There we go. Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Charles Bell. Where we at? I was going to try to go, but we just going to go from here. Dana Jones, Henry, James Parham, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Ward, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinera, Don Matette Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas Alula Berry, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas, Triggs, the second, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Riddle, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dina Mayonnaise, Jean Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. We also have William Walter West, Nigel Parrish, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robson, Gladys Johnson, Bobby Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Kevin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosey, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nayland Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Archie Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brownlee, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Jean Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harry, Tommy Case, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housey Hatch, Stack Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Max Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Prince Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cooper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlington Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Maria Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Hervin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easy, Rashawn Easy, Javan McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Brawlers, Reginald Albert, Mazarin Cooper, George Swan, Imani Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Evans McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. We also have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We have Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Luddy Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quaid Sample, Candace Simmons, Summer Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sadi Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkins, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Correa, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid is in transition, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flynn, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gatz, Reaper, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominic Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Munger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Anderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, L.L.T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Wan, Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bowden, Tricity Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, Taylor Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Andy Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Eddie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha Damon, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Merle, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Sylvester Foster, James and Lizzie Winston, Abe and Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Cooper, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Tooth the Don, Sabre Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter, Mary Smith, Juanita Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl William Duncan Jr., Janet Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko D. Nice Hill, Andre Martin, Mabel Williams, Terry Brown, Teresa Biddle, Lovana Kincaid, Carla Sawyer, Reverend Jesse Porter, Deacon Ezekiel Dennis, Brenda Porter, Craig Lee Jones, Granny Beulah, Papa Al Riesling, Inez Smith, George Gamble Sr., Joseph Garrett, LaShonda Jammer, and just for today, we have Scooty, Levada Goings. We throw up our glass and we salute all of those ancestors with the powerful word, Ashe. From there, family, we move on to the present moment. We are on the day of Kujichagulia, and I am a Kujichagulia baby. Shouts out to all the Kujichagulias out there. I know y'all can't hear that on Instagram, but this crowd's cheering, yeah. I'm going to figure out how to get y'all on here too, but I ain't in a hurry. Y'all cool right now. All right. So, family, we are in the moment of Kujichagulia. So, as I do on a daily basis, I ask you, I beg you, I implore you, take some time today and look for Kujichagulia. And if you don't know what Kujichagulia is, then go to our free e-course and start learning some of this shit that I'm talking about. Why we do what we do, right? G&J Media. Go to free e-course. Go to free G&J e-course. Damn, I done messed it up 3 times. freegnjecourse.com. Free. It's free, right? So I only got 28 seconds left on Instagram. Y'all be peace. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to finish on family. Look for your principle. For those that don't speak the language, Kujichagulia means self-determination. It means self-determination. All right. Now, with that, let me say this. Let me stop. It means self-determination. Okay. Now, today, the demonic principle today is justice. The color is indigo. Correspondence is the Hermetic law. Male name is Kwabena. Female name is Abina. Right? So family, shots out. And we raise our glass to this moment because in this moment, right now, we have the responsibility of securing the space and time that was passed on to us from our ancestors. And we have the responsibility to expand that space and time for our children and our children's children on to infinity. It's someplace, the Native Americans say, we are responsible for the next 7 generations. What are you doing? Right? Because the protest is cool. But we had life before the protest, and we got life after the protest. What are you doing? Like I said, are you building tribe? Are you nation builder? What are you doing? Be very clear on that. You know what I'm saying? Define yourself. Define what you do. And I'm telling you, when you start defining, when you start using the power of Kujichagulia in your life, roads open up so that you can do what you do more often. Trust me. Right? So seek out Kujichagulia. It's around you. It's in quarantine. It's out at the protest. It's at your job. It's in your house. One of your children might practice it. Take a picture of it. Share it on our Facebook page. That's G&J, that's Giami Journey Media on Facebook. Share it. Hashtag Kujichagulia. Hashtag Kujichagulia found. Hashtag Kujichagulia day. Hashtag Kujichagulia baby. Hashtag Kujichagulia is amazing. I don't care. Just put Kujichagulia, hashtag Kujichagulia, post it up on your page as well as post it up on Giami Journey. Let's get, come on, we need some principle finders out there, right? Especially those of you that's born on these days, right? All of us fit in, man. Our ancestors had a beautiful system. All we got to do is start learning how to utilize it. Update it a little bit. You might need a little tweaking for the 21st century, but hey, we could do that, right? We do it here at Giami Journey. For those that don't understand, we don't call the day that you would call it. We call it day Kujichagulia, because why? We have taken time to redefine the week. We conquered that shit. We conquered it, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of surprised because I listened to a giant show, right? And the sister said, somebody said something, and she said Kwanzaa every day here, Kwanzaa 365 here. Today is Nia. Say what? I say, what? Oh, man. So the vibe is spreading. I don't care how it spreads, but the vibe is spreading. She said today is Nia. Kwanzaa 365. Kwanzaa every day here. I said, wow. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Subscribe. Thank you very much. Right? You know what I'm saying? The sister's name, by the way, was Karen Hunter. She has a pretty good show. She has a very good show on social media. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything that she say, but I could support. Right? We lift up our glass to this present moment. We say Ashe. From there, family, we move on to our future generations. We toast our children, our children's children onto infinity, and we lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? We move to all of our relations and we say Ashe. From all of our relations, we move to that selfish toast. This is for those of you that's out there working, those of you that's doing the work. Family, what is it that you need right now in this moment to move towards your greatness? Right now, in this moment, right? Right? Because we done called all this energy, because please understand that when we as a community, we as a group, and we are collective, right? Even if you're just joining us for the day, you are a part, you have a temporary membership in this collective. And if all of us are doing the same thing, we are calling an energy, we are waking up an energy, we are waking up a spirit that we can guide to help us. Do you need help? What is it that you need in this moment? The energy is there. We called the Creator. We called our grandmamas and our grandfathers, our great-grandmamas and our great-grandfathers to us. We called them, and they there. Energy is real. And like I said, the longer you deal with Giami Journey, the longer you deal with the daily toast, you'll start seeing it. Right? But anyway, we lift up our glass for whatever it was you wanted in that moment. We say Ashe. Last but not least, family, I'm going to lift up my glass to the most magnificent, the most beautiful, the most inspiring, the bravest individual, and the wisest, and the strongest individual in the room. I raise my glass up to you. Don't be shy now. and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Let me calm down. I almost broke my favorite glass. Let me go. This tea was the tea that was the fountain. See, now I want you to look at the difference in the process. This is the same tea. So this one fermented just the tea. This one was fermented with the SCOBY. See the difference? Let me make sure y'all can see the color on that because I got my screen down. I want to make sure y'all can see the color on that. So this is just the tea that's been sitting fermenting on its own. Y'all see it? This is the tea that goes through the alchemical process that pops off when we throw in that SCOBY. See the difference? That's just green tea and honey. Whatever transformation it went through on its own, this is the transformation after you add the SCOBY. There's no coloring added to it. There's nothing else added to it. The same amount of honey that's in this is the same amount of honey that's in this because they come from the same batch. All right. All right, family, I got to get off. I got my adventure to go to, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. And that's part of the reason I was up, too, because I was thinking about, like when problems pop up, you know what I'm saying, to sit down and watch and try to work it through, because my brother, there was an issue that popped up, and I told him what I had to do, and he was like, we could do it quicker, and he basically walked me through, because he set up programs, and he just walked me through the piece, and I could see how a lot of his life is based on what he's good at, because in computer programming, they use a lot of logic. If this, then, and I mean, it's just like, it's just a logical process, and you can see how his mind works. So you can see how he solved problems. So he's always looking for the logical piece, right? But I often got to remind, I say just because it's logical, I don't mean that's right, but he good at what the fuck he do. So I got to see him firsthand walk through a problem and he was literally pulling his hair because the problem was it bothered him so much that he had to go in, he had to find it, and he had to correct it. I like, dude, we could work around. Boo. And he go all the way through the process. And you can see him work his way through the process, and he walked his way through his logical puzzle till he came to the solution. And the solution was marvelous because it gave me some data and gave me some information that I could use to help our babies. So, family, this is Brother Hatim. I got to go into my venture. I'm going to play a couple of commercials before I get up out of here. Be sure to support us at gnjmedia.support. If you like what we do, gnjmedia.support. Let me put up the link. I'm going to put the link up for you. You don't have no excuse. We got oh, man, they ain't even typing. Come on now. So go and check us out. If you haven't already, check this out. Also for the free e-course. Learn the language. Learn what we talking about. Boom, there you go. So, all right, family, here we go. Let's do this, and I'm out. Make sure you like and share, please. Please share, because that's one of the things we're working on. Making sure people know how to use this social media stuff.
Women, but most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greeks. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helped Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea.
That is emotion
The
and
woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
LadyWarriorsROP.com, LadyWarriorsROP.com. Hear from the young ladies in the process themselves. After 75 years of organizing in our community, putting all that wisdom to work, it's pen in hand and sometimes getting on the keyboard. Elder Mariva Kelsey has put together a special report called 11 Steps, Considerations for Empowering African-Centered Organizations. The work that we all need at this time, especially during these times. You get your copy of MarivaKelsey.com. Once again, that's MarivaKelsey.com. MoribaKelsey.com.
AMBUBE is an acronym, Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. How do you regulate? Yoga, meditation, and Bube. Mind, body, universal balance, empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?
To have melanin embedded in our skin is a gift.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah.
We were born to be great.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black?
For those on Spreaker, peace out, family, because this is the last commercial, and it has no sound, so I won't hold you hostage. But thank you for joining us. Make sure you like and share. Once again, make sure you like and share. Also, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Because Spreaker is where we started. Good morning, sir.
Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us. Right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Geometry Journey. See some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe. Tribe up with us and check out the free e-course. And we'll make sure that the URL pop up right about here. And it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Geometry Journey, and let's build together.